Welcome in, everyone. Thank you for coming. I'm going to wait just a few moments. Guys, make sure that you thumbs up the live. Hello, Trisha. Everyone, welcome in. As you come in, please thumbs up the live. I may not be able to pay attention to the comments just because I'm going to be busy reading. Welcome to the live late night read with blogs. We will be reading chapter one, and you will be listening. I will be reading, I'm sorry, I'll be reading chapter one, and you will be listening to chapter one from this is Don't Let God Smell Your Panties by Tracy Allen, chapter one. Hello, Patricia. So, again, you guys will be listening to Don't Let God Smell Your Panties by Tracy Allen, Chapter 1. Tracy, I want to give you a personal shout out and thank you so much for allowing me to read chapters 1 through 6. I will be reading chapter 1 tonight, and then going forward, I will be reading another chapter every night. So I'm going to go ahead and begin. Before I begin, I want to ask you guys to thumbs up the live. If you are my mods, please just make sure you're reminding people to thumbs the live. I won't be able to pay attention to the comments, so please greet and show love to everyone um, because I'm going to be busy, focused on reading. All right, so Don't Let God Smell Your Panties by Tracy Allen. Chapter 1, LaDonna. Girlfriends Girlfriends Stand by Your Friends by Royal. Take the penis out your mouth was my Aunt Rose's favorite saying. I'll never forget growing up with my Aunt Rose. She and my mother bought a two-family house together. Aunt Rose lived downstairs and we lived upstairs. Yesterday, my aunt and I had lunch together. We laughed and talked about the good old days. I loved my aunt. She was so feisty, independent, and strong, the total opposite of my mother. My mother was a librarian, and my father was a mechanic. They would come home from work, we would eat, watch TV, and go to bed. Aunt Rose called us boring. She wasn't married and didn't have any children, so she took me as her own. I felt like I had two mothers and I was spoiled. Aunt Rose had a lot of boyfriends, and although she treated them like crap, they still came around. Friday night was card night at Aunt Rose's house. My mother and I would go downstairs, and some of their friends would come over. I never played, but I would listen to them talk about their men. Girl, I ain't seen Calvin since Wednesday. He said he was going to visit his mother, but when I called her, he wasn't there, said Michelle, one of my Aunt Rose's friends. Be glad at least you can be at peace by yourself. Russell been getting on my nerves. All he wants to do is fight, and I'm tired of fighting. We got into it one day. He knocked me out, and when I came to, he was sitting on the couch watching TV. And he had the nerve to tell me to get up and fix him something to eat, Miss Betty said. That's nothing. Paul gave me herpes. I swear I could kill that man. We have been married for 8 years, and I have never cheated on him. I hate him so much, Joyce stated, showing her missing front tooth. Take the penis out your mouth. Did we come here to play cards or talk about your trifling man, Michelle? If you haven't seen Calvin since Wednesday, what do you plan on doing when he comes home? Aunt Rose asked. I plan on asking him where he's been, she replied. And when he lies to you, what's your next step? Aunt Rose asked, shuffling the deck of cards. I don't have a next step. All right, then. Shut the hell up and cut the cards. Aunt Rose was getting impatient. She took a drag of her cigarette. Now, Betty, you said Russell knocked you out and was sitting on the couch watching TV and told you to go fix him something to eat. That's right, Betty answered. Well, as big as you are, that had to be one heck of a punch. And where is Russell now? Aunt Rose asked. He's home with the kids. Betty, please. You know what your problem is? You got low self esteem because you as fat as an ox. If you were fine like me, you would never let a man put his hands on you. And just because you fat and ugly doesn't mean you deserve to be beat. Aunt Rose said, Look, Rose, don't sit up here putting me down, 'cause you know I don't play. She turned to my mother. Brenda, you better tell your sister before I knock her out. Rose, chill. Let's just play cards, my mother said. Aunt Rose was becoming indignant. I don't understand you. Woman, Betty, we've been friends for years and you ready to fight me? But Russell can knock you out and it's okay? Ain't no woman going to disrespect me. I love Russell. And trust me, I do fight back. So it's not like I was just sitting there just getting beat up. I'm just, it's just the other night, he got me good. Whatever. If you like to be beat up on, that's your business. Oh, and Joyce, all I have to say to you is use a paper cup and do not use my toilet. God knows I don't want none of your herpes. The reason I'm telling you this is because my Aunt Rose had great advice. The things she would tell her friends were real. If we all had a friend like her, we would all be better off. Who wants a friend who always pats you on the back and tells you everything is going to be okay? We all need a real friend to be honest with us. And that's why on yesterday, I had to meet with my Aunt Rose and thank her. Even though I was young, all the advice she gave to her friends still echoes in my head, and it's truly blessed me and helped me along the way in my relationships. I'm not a person who keeps too many people in my inner circle. I'm happy to have a few, and I mean a few good friends in my life. If you are blessed to have at least one good friend to stand by your side, and who can speak real to you without you getting upset, then you are truly blessed. With the summer quickly approaching, I ask that all of you will take some time to get together and enjoy your friends. Don't talk about your men, but just relax and maybe get a card game going and enjoy true friendship. I'll leave you with a song that has gotten me through when I felt like I had no real friends. What a friend we have in Jesus. All our sins and griefs to bear. What a privilege it is to carry everything to God in prayer. Until next time, your girl Royal. That's my girl Royal speaking the truth. I don't know her personally, but I never miss her True Sisters of God column in Women of Courage magazine. That's a magazine for Christian women. The articles encourage women to be true women of God, to not settle for less, and to expect the best from God. The magazine is good, but Royal's column is the best. She makes you feel like you know her personally. I've been receiving Women of Courage magazine for 2 years now. Whenever I get it, I draw myself a nice hot bubble bath, pour myself a glass of champagne, sit back and relax and enjoy. I thank God I'm not one of those weak women who she was talking about. I cannot imagine myself getting beat on or having my man cheat on me. I cannot put myself I cannot put up with that mess. I love myself too much and I am too blessed to let some man walk in my life and bring me down. I'm also not one of those stupid women who let a man lay up on her, not working and spending up her money. Please. That's for those sisters that have low self esteem and don't understand that they only get one life. And once this life is up, that's it. It's over. I am constantly letting men know don't even try to step on me if you are not coming correct, meaning I have my own house, money, and car. So don't even pull up a chair and try to sit at my table if you're not coming with the same as me or more. I own my own establishment called First Lady Nail Spa. It's a very upscale nail spa. Your first time at First Lady Nail Spa will be the very best experience you have ever had getting a manicure, pedicure, or massage. We have a play area for your children so you can get your services done in peace. We also have a lounge area where the coffee and tea is always hot. For those who prefer cold drinks, we have a variety of sodas, and pastries are plentiful and always baked fresh. Most of the women that come to First Ladies are church going women. The majority of them are ministers' wives. Being that I was born and raised my whole life in church, I wanted to do something special for the wives. To me, they seem to be overlooked. The pastor has to be there for his flock on call 24/7. He's always going to preach out of town. And I'm sure the wives sometimes get stressed out with their husbands always being so available for everyone else. When I first opened a spa, I wanted to have an upscale place where the wives could come and be themselves in an atmosphere where they didn't have to always seem happy or have a smile plastered on their faces. I wanted them to be able to be with other women who were just like them, where they could just hang out and not be burdened down with what's going on in the church and get their nails, toes massaged and waxing done in a peaceful environment. I didn't want a gossipy shop or a place you get your nails done by someone wearing a face mask. I also didn't want a place where anybody could just walk in off the street. I wanted First Lady Nail Spa to be different. I wanted the wives to know that they could come here and be themselves. But unfortunately, things didn't turn out that way. Initially, I sent pamphlets out to certain ministers' wives, letting them know this was a place for them to be able to relax and not worry about the members of their church. They loved it. However, things changed because they started asking if they could bring a friend or their mother. One wife brought in her whole committee and treated them to manicures and pedicures when their church was having their annual Women's Day service. I'm glad things worked out in the way that they did because we now have a variety of clients and the wives don't seem to mind. We also offer something called alone time, where you and your mate can book a room and have your services provided to you privately or whatever you choose. Our main goal is to pamper you and help you forget about all of your worries. By the way, it is for adults only. You must be 21 years old and older to get in. Every now and then, I will make an exception because I have mothers who like to treat their daughters for graduation, proms, sweet 16 parties, and the like. Last week, one lady brought her daughter and some of her friends in for a sweet 16 affair. For that event, we decorated one of our private rooms in purple and white balloons, which were the girls' favorite color. They came in around noon, and in addition to refreshments, we gave the birthday girl a diva crown and her mother a $50 gift card for her next visit. You got to keep you got to keep the people coming back. Throughout the day, women came in just to have a cup of coffee and relax. Even when they are not getting any services, I don't mind because my clients are very loyal to me and I am loyal to them. That's why today, when I got home, I can't wait to get in the tub. On Fridays, we usually close at 7 p.m., but we had a bridal party come in and didn't want to leave. The women came in at 4 o'clock, and once they were all finished, they stayed around eating and laughing. I didn't mind, but they didn't leave until 8 o'clock. I didn't say anything because the lady who booked the room is here every week, dropping money and tipping like it's nothing for her. By the time I got home, all I wanted to do was soak in a hot tub and read my magazine. I was so into Royal's article that I didn't hear my phone ringing. I poured myself another glass of champagne and laid naked across the bed listening to my messages. The first one was from my sister Carol. Hey girl, I guess you're not home yet. We were on our way to Sunny's seafood buffet and I was just calling to see if you wanted to come. I'm glad I didn't answer her call. As much as I love my sister, all she does is eat, and buffets are her favorite spots. The next call was from Ross. LaDonna, it's Ross. I was calling to see what was up for tonight. Give me a call. Oh, yes, Ross. Just hearing his voice automatically made my hands fondle my breast. Ross goes to my church. Come as you are, Holy Ghost Temple. We have been seeing each other now for about 2 months. He started coming to the church after he got out of jail for selling drugs. Every single woman wanted Ross, young and old. We have a prison ministry that goes out and talks to the inmates about God, and Ross got saved through that ministry. From the first day he walked through those church doors, his heart may have belonged to God, but that body, I knew his body would soon be mine. We went out for dinner a couple of times, and by the third day, I ended up at his house butt naked. Just relieving the moment, just reliving that moment made me dial his number. Hey, Ross, what's up? I asked. Nothing much. What's up with you? Ross sounded groggy. Nothing. I just got your message. You sound like you're sleeping. I was just dozing off. What time is it? It's 11:15. Is it too late for you to come out and play? I asked in my sexiest voice. Not at all. I'll see you in a minute. He rushed off the phone without saying goodbye. I jumped up, ran to the closet, and threw on my brown slip dress and tied it around the neck and the back out and rubbed myself down with some warm vanilla brown sugar from Bath and Body Works. I went to the bathroom, brushed my teeth, and gently combed my hair. Yesterday, I got my weave done, and that girl braided my hair so tight, my head still hurts. I went a little longer than usual with soft golden brown highlights, so my hair now comes to the middle of my back. I grabbed my MAC lip gloss and went to work on my lips. I looked at myself in the full length mirror and everything was perfect. I was about to put on a pair of thongs, but I thought, why waste a clean pair when I knew they would be off in a matter of minutes? I ran downstairs, fluffed up the pillows on the couch, washed out my champagne glass from earlier, and sat on the couch waiting for Ross to come. Just as I was about to sit down, the phone rang. God, please don't let this be Ross saying he's not coming. Hello? Donna? Good. You're not sleeping. It's me, Vicky. Vicky is one of my best friends. When she calls this late, it's to tell you about something God has showed her about you. What's going on? I asked, playing, praying that she would hurry up before Ross got here. Donna, I was laying in my bed praying, and just like that, your face was right in front of me. So I started to pray for you. And as I was praying, I saw you standing in the woods. You had on this beautiful white dress and you were running. I mean, running like something was after you. All of a sudden, your white dress turned red, like you were bleeding. Then a voice called out telling you to stop running and that you were running the wrong way. Then, just like that, the vision was gone. Vicky told the story with so much concern in her voice. So, where are you trying to tell me? I asked. I don't really know, but is everything all right? Everything is fine. I'm tired. I'll catch up with you tomorrow. I faked a yawn to get her off the phone. All right, Donna. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye. I love Vicky. The two of us have been friends for years, but all she does is go to work, church, and pray. She's not married, don't have any children, and says that she's trusting God to send her the man that's for her. And if he never comes, that's fine, but I don't believe her. Vicky knows a lot about me. I'll tell her about Ross and she gets upset. But hey, it's my life. And God understands and knows what my body needs. I love the Lord with all my heart. I pay my tithes and offerings and I read my Bible and pray every day. I am the nicest person you could ever want to meet. And you think that God is going to say, oh, you can't get into heaven because you were not a virgin when you got married. Please, God is not even like that. At least for my sake, I hope he's not. So while Vicky is waiting for God to send her man, I'll be right here on the couch waiting for my man Ross. It seemed like it took him forever to get here. When I opened the door, he smelled and looked good. I could tell that he had just got a haircut. The man always looks like he just stepped out of a magazine. He had his 8-year-old daughter with him. I hate when he brings her without telling me. I try not to date men with children because I don't have time for drama in my life. But his daughter, Diamond, lives down south with her mother. According to him, she moved when he got locked up because she was tired of him being in and out of jail. So his daughter comes to visit on holidays and she will be spending the summer with him. Most of the time, his mother will watch her when he comes over, especially when it's this late. I don't care because I will take her little butt upstairs and put her to sleep. They came in and sat on the couch. I went into the kitchen and poured him a glass of cherry Kool Aid. Ross doesn't drink any liquor since he got saved. I looked at the clock and it was already midnight. I don't let men spend the night at my house because I don't want them thinking they will be moving in next. I handed Ross the glass and sat on his lap facing him. He pushed me away. What's wrong? He nodded toward Diamond. My mother went my mother went out of town for the weekend, so I had to bring her. So does that mean I won't be getting any tonight? I just got here. Slow down, Ross whispered, taking a sip of Kool-Aid. Baby, I can't wait. I want you now. You know I have to go to work in the morning. Take Diamond upstairs and let her go to sleep. I am not the one to beat around the bush, and I was not going to let this little girl stop me from getting what I wanted. Daddy, can I have some of your Kool Aid? Diamond asked. Nah, it's too late. Let me take you upstairs so you can lie down. But I'm thirsty and I want to watch television. Diamond began to pout. You can watch television tomorrow. It's way past your bedtime. Come on upstairs now. But I'm thirsty. Diamond is so cute. She has the biggest eyes with sandy brown hair parted down the middle and two ponytails. I went into the kitchen and poured her some Kool Aid. As cute as she was getting on my nerves. I walked over to Ross, handed him the glass, and whispered in his ear, if you give her some Kool Aid, I make it worth your while. I said, taking his hand and sliding it up my dress to let him see I wasn't wearing any panties. Before you knew it, they were on their way upstairs. Ross was smiling because he knew I would take care of him, and Diamond was smiling because she got her drink. When Ross came back down, no words were spoken. He and I both knew that what each other wanted. He took me in his arms, carried me up to my room, and made me feel like the sexy, beautiful woman that I am. It was 4 in the morning, and Ross had to go. I took my nails and gently ran them across his chest and stuck my tongue in his ear. Ross, Ross, baby, it's 4 o'clock. LaDonna, come on. I'm tired of you always kicking me out, he said, rolling over on his stomach. Ross, get your daughter and go, I said with an attitude. You don't give a brother a chance to enjoy his nut. Whatever, get up. I have to go to work in the morning. Ross jumped on top of me and said, I must not be hitting it right. Otherwise, there would be no way you would be throwing me out every night. Exactly. So get to stepping, I said, running my fingers through his hair. Be careful it doesn't fall out. He was referring to the fact that I wear weave. Just fall out the door and don't forget your daughter. Hey, watch your mouth, Ross said, playfully tapping my lips. I watched Ross get dressed. He had a beautiful body. There wasn't an ounce of fat on it, and he had a six pack that LL would die for. I guess when you get locked up, there isn't much to do but work out. If only Ross didn't have a child, I would be ready to settle down and love on this man for life. Diamond was still sleeping, so he carefully picked her up, carried her slowly down the stairs. I followed behind him to lock the door. Right then and there, I made a promise to my heart that I would not let Ross in. Don't get me wrong, I had plenty of room in my heart to love him, but I am definitely not into ready made families. I will keep Ross around though until I will keep Ross around though until something better comes along. The man is a good lover. I woke up late for work. Thank God my sister Carol was able to open for me. I usually open up on Saturdays, but Ross wore me out. She's part owner, first lady, and everyone loves her. She has a good spirit. By the time I got there, it was already noon. As soon as I walked in the door, my sister started in on me. Well, well. Look who decided to join us today. I don't know why you're late, you nasty little heifer. Carol took a bite out of a donut. In the past couple of years, my sister has put on so much weight. She must weigh at least 350 pounds. Not now. We'll talk later. We have some clients in the waiting area, and I do not talk my business in front of them. I try to maintain an upscale for s- establishment. So for me to sit and tell my clients now I got laid last night is not very professional. As I was walking to the office to put my pocketbook down, I noticed that Yolanda's daughter, Jasmine, was in the play area watching a movie. Yolanda's the receptionist. We grew up together. Yolanda's the best. The ladies love her. Although she keeps a hint of mischief in the air, as much as I tell her to keep out of the client's business, she's always nosing around. Yolanda doesn't need to work because her husband is a very successful dentist. She is like his walking billboard because her teeth are perfectly straight and white. She's always telling the clients about her husband and giving out floss and toothbrushes. She is also so beautiful that she looks like somebody handmade her. It could be the fact that she has breast implants, an outstanding nose job, and she just got a tummy tuck after she had her daughter. Every time I see Yolanda ringing up a client, I can't help but watch her. She has these long nails that curve, although they are always done to perfection. 4 years ago, she decided not to cut her hair, and since she is mixed with Chinese and black, she has a lot of thick hair that she colors jet black. She wears it parted in the middle, and she flat irons it bone straight. She has the prettiest slanted eyes, and She's hot. After I put my pocketbook down, I went to talk to Yolanda. She was sitting in the reception area, ringing up a client with her long nails, going to work on the cash register keyboard. When the client was finished, I walked over to her. She looked at me. She looked up at me with her face full of makeup. So why were you late today? She asked with a mischievous smile. Wouldn't you like to know? I teased. Whatever. But I know you were with Ross. You nasty thing. So are you guys supposed to be a couple or something? Are we a couple? That's funny. You keep forgetting one thing. What's that? That's that he's been arrested for drugs and has been in and out of jail since he was born. Yolanda laughed. Very funny. I was talking about his daughter. You know, I don't like to date men with children. And why is it that people don't let you forget your past? He's been out of jail for almost 2 years now. If God can forgive and forget, why can't we? Oh, so you sitting all night having sex with Ross, and now you're saved this morning? Yolanda looked me dead in the eyes. I'm hungry. What's for lunch? Don't try to change the subject. How dumb do you sound? You don't want to be with a man who has a child, but you will be with a man that's been in jail and say know what they say about men who's been in jail. What? That they have sex with each other? You said it, not me. And let me ask you this. If Ross didn't have a child, would you want to settle down with him? Yolanda looked me dead in the face again. I would have to say no. Why? Yolanda asked, pushing her hair behind her ear. Because he and I come from two different places. Right now, I am enjoying being with him, but marriage, no. I need someone who is on my level. I mean, what can he offer me? I already have my house, car, and business. Right now, Ross is working in a warehouse. Don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with picking and packing. But that's not what I'm looking for in a husband. I had enough of this conversation, so I turned to walk away. Yolanda pulled me by the arm. I can't believe you just said that. LaDonna, I don't understand how you sleep around the way you do and all the dumb stuff you say. Are you sure you're 34 and not 20? Because that sounds like something a 20-year-old would say. And what would your father say if he found out about you and Ross? Well, at least I'm honest. You asked me a question and I answered it. I can't help it if you don't like my answer. If I'm not mistaken, you are the one all up in my business asking me why I was late. Stay out of my business. If you are going, if all you are going to do is judge me and don't worry about my father, I can handle Pastor Nelson. I rolled my eyes. Girl, don't get mad. You know my life is so boring that I live to hear about your juicy love life. But at the same time, I love you and I think you sell yourself cheap. Are you mad at me, boss? Now Yolanda was poking her lip out. Nah, I'm not mad, I said. Good, then treat us to lunch. By the way, I love your new hair. The color really fits you. Yolanda handed me a Papa John's pizza menu. Guys, I'm going to stop here for a few moments. Let's take a little break. Thank you so much for listening. Give me 1 second. Thank you guys so much for waiting while we took a little break. If my father found out I was sleeping with Ross, he would probably nail me to the cross 2 times, one for sleeping with a member of his church, and two for not being married. My father has been the pastor at Come As You Are Holy Ghost Temple for 28 years. However, I will not live my life according to how my father feels I should live it. He's the one who wanted to preach God's word, not me. Unless God tell me I'm doing something wrong, I don't let the man in the pulpit or the bodies in the seats tell me how to live my life. The day seemed to drag on, and by the time 6 o'clock came, I was tired. After we cleaned up and put all the towels and robes in order, our Saturday night routine was underway. I went to the back, got us some sodas, sat down, and kicked my shoes off. Jasmine was sleeping on Yolanda's lap before she laid her on the couch next to Carol. So, why were you late today? Carol asked, opening a bag of M&Ms. Yeah, what held you up from getting here on time? Yolanda asked, as if she didn't already know. Well, if you nosy people must know, Ross came over last night with his daughter. Isn't that cute? You played mommy last night? Yolanda laughed. No, I didn't play mommy, but I sure did play with daddy. I smiled at the memory. Now it was Carol's time. So, how do you feel about Ross? Do you think maybe he could be the one? She asked. He's definitely not the one. I already told the Lord that I don't want to marry anyone with children. I'm not looking for a ready made family. How many times do I have to tell you people this? I took a sip of soda. Let me understand. You're not looking for a man with children, but you'll let a man with a child screw you all day and all night. Carol was being persistent. Exactly. Look, Ross is just a distraction until something better comes along. But I'll tell you one thing, if he didn't have a daughter and if he had a better job, I would definitely keep him in my life for a long time. The man can toss a salad like there's no tomorrow, and I don't mean lettuce and tomatoes. LaDonna, please. I'm eating. I don't want to hear about Ross licking your butt. Then go in the back because my sex life is so boring. I want to hear what happened, Yolanda interjected. Carol looked her Carol shook her head at Yolanda. What's wrong? Little Miss China doll not getting any at home. Yolanda hated it when we made fun of her being a part Chinese. Whatever, Big Mama, Yolanda shot back, rolling her eyes. Carol hated it when anyone talked about her size. So did you guys read Royal's column yet? I asked. Yes, we need to give Josie a framed copy of that article, Yolanda said, running her fingers through her hair. Now that's the truth. Hopefully she will read it and take something from it, Carol chimed in. I said, to be honest with you, Josie is getting on my nerves. She always has drama in her life. If you want to be in a relationship where you are not respected and treated like crap, that's your business. I love her and I pray for her every day, but I don't understand how she can take being treated so mean. Yolanda began twisting her neck. I hear you, girl, because I don't even have time for all that yelling and arguing. If you act like that, you don't want to be with me. I'm out the door. Like Carol said, hopefully she'll read the article and realize it's time to move on. Anyway, guess who called me last night with another revelation? I asked. Yolanda knew right away. Oh, let me guess. Vicky, yeah, she called me just before Ross got there, talking about she had a vision of me running in the wrong direction. I had on a white dress, then it turned red like I was bleeding. She's trying to tell you that you're always going after the wrong thing and that a slut like you should not wear white on your wedding day. Yolanda laughed. And on that note, I will say good night. Carol got up and put on her shoes. Carol Carol didn't like when we talked about Vicky. As far as she was concerned, Vicky did no wrong and she hung on her every word. Please, if you let Vicky tell it, God speaks to her every day about all of this. But for some reason, God keeps forgetting to tell her her own faults. Are you leaving because we're talking about your friend? Yolanda asked, crossing her legs. No, I'm leaving because I have a family that loves me and misses me when I'm gone, Carol said, walking out the door. Bye. See you in church in the morning, Yolanda called after her. I'm about to leave too, I said. I checked my cell phone. I hadn't heard from Ross all day. Yeah, let me get out of here. Tim said he's coming home early tonight, and I hope a sister can get a little action, if you know what I mean, Yolanda said, rolling her hips. I hear you, girl. I think I'm going to go home, take a long hot shower, and call it a day. What? No, Ross? Yolanda was now waking up her daughter. No, not tonight. I turned out the lights and locked the door. The evening air was welcoming. It was a beautiful night that made a woman wish she had a man to go home to and sit outside sipping champagne, curled up in each other's arms. But that was the kind of stuff that only happened in the movies. This, unfortunately, was real life. When I got home, I decided to turn my phone off, open my windows, and relax. While I was in the shower, I thought about what Yolanda said. She was right. I did sell myself cheap, but nobody understands what it's like to be me. I may be a little loose, but hey, that's me. I like to enjoy life. And if my sleeping around is wrong in God's eyes, why has He blessed me so much? Why has my business been so successful? How many single black women do you know that at the age of 30 purchase their own home? Every time I pray and ask God for His help, He's always right there blessing me. We only get one life, and I plan to enjoy mine to the fullest. I will tell people until the day I die that I believe all God cares about is whether or not we truly love Him and believe that Jesus died to save us from our sins. Who or how many men I sleep with is not God's concern, and I'm not worried because sooner or later I will get it together. Who am I kidding? I myself believe all that crap just to ease my guilt. I know that I'm doing what I'm doing is wrong. Once I was finished showering, I sat on my bed feeling lonely. I hated it. When I started to feel like this, I laid across the bed and was asleep within seconds. Later, when I woke up to go to the bathroom, I turned my phone on and checked my messages. There was one from Ross. Hey Donna, it's Ross. I was hoping to see you tonight, but I forgot. I had to take my daughter to a birthday party. Hopefully, I'll see you in church tomorrow. Bye. That's exactly why I don't date men with children. When I'm in a relationship, I come first. And if I can't be first in your life, that means I can't be in your life, period. Guys, that is the end of chapter 1, which was titled LaDonna. Thank you guys so much for listening. Again, thank you so much, Tracy Allen, for allowing me to read chapter 1 through 6. Chapter 2 will begin tomorrow, same time, 10:15 p.m. Thank you guys so much. I hope that you enjoyed. Please leave comments below this video when it's done. Make sure you thumbs up. Tell me what you like about chapter 1 so far. And you guys have a blessed evening. Good night.